rivalry night at Westfield High School, where the 19th ranked Westfield Blue Devils look to get back on track after a tough loss last night to St. Mary's. Glad you could join us, everybody. Michael Lennier alongside Alex Kingsley as the 10-4 Westfield Blue Devils look to take down Scotch Plains for the second time this season.
Yeah, Mike, we got to do the game back in December where Westfield defeated Scotch Plains in a 57-30 blowout. All signs point to a similar result tonight, Mike.
Starting for Westfield, the tri-captains Owen Murray, Nick Mealy, Parker Hess, along with Matt LaCour and Jelani Pierre. And for Scotch Plains, starting the senior Danny Belico, sophomore Tommy Drubelis, senior Aaron Lee, junior Nigel Nelson, and junior Peter Urim. Westfield in home white, Scotch Plains in blue. Blue Devils going right to left, Scotch Plains left to right. A Friday night primetime game, and we are underway as Scotch Plains wins the tip. And quickly stolen by Matt LaCour. And Alex, he's been on a tear as of late.
Oh, yeah. I mean, putting up 7 3-pointers in the game a couple weeks ago. I mean, just lots of points.
Yeah, he had 32 against UC. It's a walk on Nick Mealy. And last night in the tough game against St. Mary's, probably the smallest gym in the state of New Jersey, LaCour put up 21. Blue Devils lost that game in overtime. St. Mary's.
Yeah, like I just said, I mean, he's continued to put up the really big numbers you see in the NBA and in college. So maybe we'll see the same performance he had a few other nights tonight.
For Scotch Plains, the fairly young team, we got to see him back in December, and the sophomores really struggled against this veteran group led by the Blue Devils.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the sophomores are the only ones out there on the court. Seem to play by themselves. Because they are really the future of the team, except for the Scotch Plains star Aaron Lee. He's really just a tremendous player, and the sophomores really have to step up this year and for the future. This Scotch Plains team really wants to get some
Lee
wins.
looking inside for Heisey. Layup's good. Scotch Plains scores the first bucket of the game.
Yeah, it was a really nice pass inside for the contested layup, but Heisey was able to commit the layup.
Scotch Plains in a 2-3D to start. LaCour will kick it out. Westfield swings around. Jelani Pierre, pull-up jumper is good.
Yeah, just a beautiful stroke and a beautiful make for Jelani Pierre. Had the nice open look at the top of at the foul line. Was able to put it up with a nice shot.
Westfield will start out in man. Nigel Nelson drives in, kicks it back out. Nelson averaging 6.3 points per game this season for the Raiders.
And it also looks like Westfield has gone to their man-to-man defense that they usually use at the beginning of the game.
And there's the sophomore Drubelis with a nice lay in there. And you got to think as the season goes along, Drubelis is getting better and better. Deep three. Hess is short on that one. Coming off an 11-point performance on the road in Elizabeth against St. Mary's. Nelson, nice move to the rim. No good. Murray the rebound.
You know, Mike, as you were saying before, I mean, if these sophomores really don't step up and put on good performances, they won't get any better.
Long three from Mealy is off the mark. Crowd beginning to file up between these two rivals. Belico drives in. Mealy gets his hands on it, but couldn't keep it. Scotch Plains ball underneath.
Yeah, almost added to that 2.7 steals a game average. Almost had his first one with 5:31 left in the first quarter already.
So here's Lee. Strong take, kicks it back out. Heisey, three is no good. Murray finds Hess. Mealy, nice pump fake. Shot, no good.
I mean, so far with that rebound from Heisey, so far he's been the only one of the sophomores at least, really been doing the job for this Scotch Plains team.
Another deflected pass. That time it was Owen Murray getting his hands on it.
Yeah, we've seen all year that the special team is just a really dominant defensive team. They really get really good stops and is able to keep the teams down to low numbers and points.
Hess got the block on Drubelis there. As on the other end, Murray. Righty. Floater's good off the glass. Westfield ties it up at 4. And Alex, The Scotch Plains Raiders have really struggled this season, 1-11.
Oh yeah, I mean we could definitely see it during the game. They barely. I mean, like we said the last time, they had a blowout the last time these teams met, and I think it might happen again. But I just don't think they have the motivation, and they really need to step up their game if they want to win games in the future.
LaCourte got his hands on that one. And for Scotch Plains, as we mentioned, very young team, multiple sophomores in the rotation, and a first-year head coach in Steve Saracuccia.
I mean, key word there, Mike, is young. There's one good senior, but that's it.
Here's Hess looking, LaCourte, transition, three, in and out, as Nelson corrals the ball.
You know, Mike, I think Westfield almost, not exactly, but has the opposite of the problem. You know, they use a lot of their seniors, and a lot of their seniors produce really big numbers, rebounds, points, steals, all the above. So this Westfield team, these young guys have to step up.
Contested shot from Lee is no good. Murray will bring it up. Can't get that one to go.
Yeah, you know, even though the layup didn't go in, I saw Owen Murray looking around turned his head about 10 times on that play. Always has really good vision at the court and is able to look out for the key kickouts for open shots.
How about Nigel Nelson? He's had a bunch of rebounds today. And nice move there, pump fake, it then creates the contact. He'll go to line for three.
It's a really good way to draw a foul and get 3 foul shots. 3 easy shots that you're supposed to make.
Now for Scotch Plains, they'll make a couple subs. Junior Teddy Wilmot will come in along with sophomore Jack Brady. Three shots for Nigel Nelson. Peter Rim also checks into the game for the Raiders. As Nelson knocks down all 3 free throws. Big shots from the junior. Westfield, here's Hess. Layup's good. Cuts the lead to 1.
Westfield did a really good job, especially in the last game we saw versus Scotch Plains. They had so many more fast breaks points than they did, just regular points. And I think that's something that they can use to their advantage in games like this.
Lee coming off the screen. Nelson working inside, can't get it to go. Westfield will continue to push the ball up the court, but Nelson gets his hands in from behind to create the steal.
Yeah, it was a nice, even though he didn't have very good defense getting back on the floor, was able to make up for it by getting that steal from behind.
Shot no good from Scotch Plains. Pierre finds Mealy, corner 3, got it. Nick Mealy.
And that one's a killer. That's just one of the very many weapons that this Westfield team has to offer.
Mealy averaging 9.5 a game, and he's really stepped it up lately. As Pierre guarding Lee. Lee. Tough shot, but he gets it to go.
Like I said before, he's really the star of this team. That beautiful move to create space for the nice open.
Here's a 3 from Hess. Can't get that one to go. LaCourte got a piece of it. Finds Mealy. 3 no good. But tipped by Scotch Plains, and it's Westfield ball. And Alex, how about Parker Hess? Currently entering the game, sits at 86 career three-pointers, chasing the all-time three-point record of 112 held by his brother Keegan Hess.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of threes, I'll tell you that. A lot of points as well, especially when he comes into the game averaging 11.2 points a game as well.
Other end, your rim, layup, no good. As Pierre comes up with it. Murray behind the back. Wilmot from behind.
I guess not very good court vision that time when he comes up with the steal from behind on that one.
Rim will pick up his dribble to the top to Wilmot. In trouble. He turns it over. Good D by Mealy.
Yeah, I could tell this game is going to be physical. I think Mealy ended up on the floor with an elbow to the face from Teddy Wilmot. We'll see how the rest of this game shows out.
Alex, last game we got to do, Hess wasn't wearing that, he was going sleeveless, back with the undershirt today. Finds Mealy for another three.
Maybe going sleeveless, give him a few more three-pointers, maybe try to get that record.
It's going to be a foul on Scotch Plains on the floor. Yeah, Parker 26 threes away from tying that record. Still got about 8-9 regular season games left, plus counties, plus states. So he's got a decent shot to break that record as Nick Mealy knocks down a big three there.
Yeah, I mean, so far he's 2 for 3 on threes in this game today. I mean, I think he's going to be hot, and he's going to be the one to step up and be the real game changer in this one.
He plays great defense, averaging 3 steals a game, creates turnover there, and on the other end, Parker Hess gets the layup with contact. No foul called.
Yeah, looking for the foul on that one, throwing his hands up. I think that was an A1 as well.
Blue Devils up 14-9. Mealy called for the foul there. Sometimes gets in the foul trouble against Union Catholic, fouled out late in the fourth quarter. Westfield still able to pull out that one. 38 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's something on the year Westfield hasn't really struggled with, but in certain games when they're playing Union Catholic, good teams like that, they really need to control that and make sure that they don't get into foul trouble.
Nice take by Nigel Nelson. He's played really well today for the Raiders. Here's LaCourte. Hess, corner three. Bang, bang. Parker Hess. Make that 87 career threes.
That's now the third three this Westfield team has on the game.
Another steal. LaCourte, Hess. And it's a walk. .7 seconds left. As they get it in, your rim shuffled his feet.
From travel to travel as Westfield obtains the ball. 5.44 seconds left in this game. I'm sorry, the first quarter.
So they'll roll it out. Here's Owen Murray. Parker to Nick. Nice pump fake. Tough shot is good. Nick Mealy.
Already 3 for 4 in the game for threes. He's dangerous. And he's going to be dangerous for the rest of the game, Mike.
Mealy's got 9 points already. That's the end of the first quarter. Westfield leads at 20-11. You're watching Blue Devil Television. We'll be right back with the second quarter. Side Alex Kingsley. Westfield out to the early lead, 20-11. Nick Mealy, 9 points. All of his points coming on the three ball, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. This Westfield team already is 4 for 5. Really dangerous, like I said before. And this is also just one of the very many weapons this Westfield team has, from defense to offense.
Mealy will take it out right in front of us, sitting courtside today for a big rivalry game. Game was supposed to be tomorrow night, but due to the snowstorm expected, they switch it a day earlier.
Yeah, the inclement weather is supposed to be 1 to 2 feet of snow. We'll see about that.
Mealy will give it up. Pierre. Scotch Plains in that 2-3. Trying to force Westfield to shoot the deep ball, but they could do that very well, Alex.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like we said before, they've showed what they can do with the three ball in the first quarter, so let's see what we can do for the rest of the game.
So under 7:30 to go in the second. Nice pass from Murray. As Hess will find Murray again. Pierre, corner three. A little too long. For Westfield, their head coach Cheryl Palmer in his 5th season. 58-55 his current record. Looks like the sophomore McDaniel checking at the next dead ball. 3 from Belico's no good. It's a foul on Peter Warren, the junior.
Yeah, that was a good call. I saw in that play. He with one hand pushed over the defender, and then the other hand was slapping the ball away. That was definitely an over-the-back call. Good call by the refs.
So McDaniel does come in, and the sophomores played really nicely as of late, Alex.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, like we said before, young gun coming out here last game. I'm sorry. When he played Elizabeth, had 4 points, an assist, and a steal. So as he gets more time, he'll get more confidence, and he'll be a great player once he gets to be a
Another
senior.
three from Mealy. It's good. Wow. Showing
Teams,
you his range there.
teams 5 for 7. Nick Mealy by himself is averaging 4 for 5 on 3.
He's got 12 inside, and Mealy gets a block there.
And just like that, Mike, on the other end, comes up with a big block off the three-pointer he made at the end of possession.
Mealy doing it all, the senior. He's had a lot of big games this year as he gets a steal there. Coast to coast, lefty lands good. He's got 14. Scotch Plains wants a timeout.
Yeah, Mike, I think the special team, of the 3 captains, one of them always has a huge game. And like we saw early, it's Dick Mealy. You know, he's already, like I said before, 4 for 5 on 3. Just made that layup. He's really doing it all for the Blue Devils today.
Yeah, coming into the game, averaging 9.5 points. Already has 14 in the first half. Second quarter just started. He also has 3 steals a game, 3 assists a game, has a block. And against Lakewood, had that big game-winning shot after he got the steal. He's had a lot of big games this year for Westfield. And the only player to play 4 years of varsity also. Murray, a 3-year varsity player, along with Parker Hess. Mentioned Westfield ranked 19th in the state by NJ.com. Their highest ranking this year was 16 when they start off 7-0. Then they lost 3 straight to Linden, Plainfield, St. Joe's. And they've bounced back recently. Tough loss, though, last night on the road in a hostile environment. McDaniel guarding Drupal, a sophomore on sophomore. There'll be a foul on the floor on Mealy, I believe. It's actually on Adam McDaniel. My bad. They get it in. Warren, call for the travel there.
Yeah, I think that's been the 3rd traveling violation for this Scotch Plains team. They really gotta control their turnovers and try to get some points on the board.
Tim Norris into the game for the first time. Pull up 3. Hess in and out. Unlucky for him. But then he gets a deflection. Another deflection, but that time he's called for the reach. Warren will check out for the Raiders, who trail this one by 14. This has been the case all season. You see some games where they fall behind early, and man, it just gets ugly, Alex.
Oh yeah, I think the Westfield team extremely hot and cold, and if they're cold at one time, they're cold for the rest of the game, and if they're hot at one time, they're gonna be hot for the rest of the game.
But man, Nigel Nelson, he's been pretty hot today. The pretty reverse layup, and as we said, there's Norris. He'll get blocked by Nelson. They call a foul though. Nelson got Norris on the head. Raiders are coming off an 87-52 loss to Union Catholic. That's not even the worst loss of the season. They've had some brutal games against Linden, Roselle Catholic, and every team that comes along in the most difficult county in the state of New Jersey.
Oh yeah, definitely, Mike. Definitely.
Norris able to knock down that free throw. Brady will check in for the Raiders. Now we get to take a look at the Union County Mountain Division standings. Westfield tied at first along with Union Catholic with a 4-1 conference record. Scotch Plains at the way bottom, 5th in the division of only 5 teams, 0-5 in conference play, 1-11 overall. Norris knocks down that one. St. Mary's, by the way, in 3rd, and Union in 4th. Westfield just beat Union Tuesday. I got to call that game. Double teamed is Drubalis. Scotch Plains will call a timeout. Steve Sarakusha.
It looked like it was pretty good trap defense, but the Scotchman was able to draw a foul on that one. That's something that Westfield, like I said before, has done a really good job of.
30-second timeout taken by the Raiders. Syracuse, as we mentioned, first year as head coach of the Raiders. Last year was the JV coach at New Providence High School. So definitely learning experience for him and this group of sophomores he has with Drubelis, Heisey, Brady, and Cruz. 4 of them on the roster. 3 of them see significant playing time in Brady, Drubelis, and Heisey. For Scotch Plains, Nigel Nelson has 2 fouls. He's on the bench right now. Only player, in some early foul trouble. Scotch Plains gets it inside. Pass too high. Murray. Other way. Coast to coast. Layup's good, but they're going to say the foul was before the shot. Tough break there for Westfield. So Murray will take it out of bounds. Finds Norris in the corner. 4:40 left in the second quarter. Still a 2-3 zone by the Raiders. Westfield swings it around. LaCour driving baseline. He'll go to the line.
Westfield, some pretty good passing from the top of the key from the front court. And they were able to get around a few times, and LaCour was the one to step up, try and draw the foul on the layup, and he did so.
LaCour, the junior, started every single game this season. He started a bunch of games last year as a sophomore, and he's already nearing his point total from last season. And entering today, he's 7 points away from 300 career points here at Westfield. Make that 6 away as he hits that free throw. Knocks down both to extend the Westfield lead to 29-13 as Westfield will continue pressing. Wilmot, the lefty, bounce pass to Brady.
Mike, that's something we've seen Westfield do all year. Force the press, try to get steals, and even though Scotchman was able to beat it, Westfield almost retained possession on that one with the jump ball.
Another great defensive possession by the Blue Devils. 4:15 to go. Possession error favors the Raiders. So now we get to see Jeff Gagum, number 14 in white, check in. Gagum listed at 6'1", 235. Wilmot, 3, in and out. As Heisey able to save it, but now it's a 5-on-4 for Westfield. Murray, coast to coast, floater's good. Pierre got a piece of that one. Brady turns it over. Great hustle by McDaniel. Westfield beginning to really blow this thing out, Alex.
Yeah, even though it's kind of been a back and forth game with Westfield having the ball most of the game, they were able to have possession, then get a nice turnover for the next possession on offense.
Jelani Pierre knocks down a big 3 there. He's had a nice season thus far, averaging 6.5 points a game. Bounce pass inside. Nice tip from Lee. LaCour. Murray. Nice look. McDaniel lays it in. How about Owen Murray, the no-look pass, and a sophomore McDaniel with easy 2.
Yeah, like we said before, his court vision is so good, doesn't even have to look when he passes the ball.
We've seen a numerous amounts of no-looks and behind-the-back passes from Westfield, from Owen Murray in particular.
Yeah. We've definitely seen more in the second quarter. Westfield really doing a very good job forcing turnovers and getting the steals that they need to really put this game in the books here only in the second quarter. 36-13 Westfield. This game is over right now. So
23-point lead for Westfield, their largest lead of the game. We mentioned in our intro that we expected the same result today because Westfield, they were competing with teams, the top teams in the state, top teams in the country. We've seen them go toe-to-toe with St. Joe's. Only lost by 12 to Linden. That was their largest loss this season. Beat St. Mary's once. They beat Union Catholic, who was ranked 14th at the time. They got a bunch of big games coming up that we're going to be doing. Next game, Westfield has a week and a couple-day break. Then they got February 1st here, a Monday, home against Union. But then the big one's coming up on the road at Roselle Catholic. Nazi Reed, Nate Pierre-Lewis and company, ranked 5th in the state, I believe. And then they got February 11th, Alex, the Patrick School, ranked 2nd in the state. They were ranked 7th in the country about a week ago. So Bryce Aiken and the Celtics come to Westfield February 11th, Senior Day. Be an emotional game for Westfield for sure. We'll have that one here for you on Blue Devil Television as Parker Hess called for the foul. It's going to be his second of the game.
Raiders in this possession, guess they got a good inspirational speech from their coach because they had some nice passes in the pick and rolls on this one, this possession, see if they can convert for a score.
So Lee drives in. Lamont Cruz in the game. Lefty floater over Pierre, no good. Cross-court pass, Hess. Pierre, got it. A long three from Jelani Pierre.
And another quick fast point breaks. Fast break points for the Westfield Blue Devils. As Jelani Pierre hits that sweet three-pointer he's hit before in this game.
Cruz looking for Drubelis. Couldn't hold on as junior point guard Kevin Reinhardt will check in. McDaniel comes out. Reinhardt, 5'10", guard for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Mike, these are the games when Westfield comes out hot and with a big lead where you give the guys who maybe don't get it as much time as the others to get good experience and more confidence for games when they really need them in the future.
So here's Lee. Pull-up jumper, got it. Aaron Lee, Alex, you love him.
Oh, man.
Knocks down that one.
Love that jump shot he's got, the pull-up, and even the fader he's got, too, we saw before in the game.
Reminds you a little bit of Leo Ramos from last year. Really talented Raider player. And Hess is called for the illegal screen. He doesn't like it. LaCourte will check in as Hess is going to have to sit down with his third personal foul of the game in the first half. Sophomore to sophomore bringing the ball up. Cruz and Drubelis. Three from the senior Lee. Money.
Beautiful. Star is almost an understatement. He's playing against this great Westfield team, and he's putting up numbers that the greats on this team.
Mealy off the pick. Tough three. Can't get that one to go. As Drubelis brings up with a minute to go in the second quarter. Looking for that back door. There's Cruz. Pull up two. No good as Gagum gets a rebound. Fast break for the Blue Devils. Mealy.
Scotch Plains did a nice job of preventing that fast break and getting out on the ball fast.
Cruz called for the foul there, the sophomore guard. .41 seconds left in the second quarter. We mentioned Westfield won their first game against SPF this year, 57-30. They also beat the Raiders both times last year. Shot from Mealy is no good. Scotch Plains get the ball here with 31 seconds remaining in the first half.
You know, I think it almost seems like Nick Mealy in the second quarter has gotten a little cold, but I don't think that's going to be the case in the second half. He's going to heat up.
Westfield up by 21. Drubelus was looking for Cruz on the back door. Westfield able to get it. Here's Reinhardt.
Yet again forcing a turnover on the Scotch
Inside, Gagum, no good. LaCourte the rebound. Tried to save it. Nice defense from Lee. He'll push it up the floor. Inside, Warren gets fouled. Foul Mount LaCourte. As Peter Warren, the junior forward, will go to the line for two. First free throw in and out. Alex Scotch Plains, they got a lot of work to do in the second half of this game, and a lot of work to do for the rest of this season and the future.
Yeah, these Raiders got a lot to make up for with a 30-point deficit in this first half.
That's halftime in Westfield, a rivalry game in prime time. Blue Devils lead at 39-19. We saw some great shooting from Nick Mealy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, 4 for 5 just by himself. He had some really nice steals and great fast break layups.
Bunch of threes from Mealy. We also saw some great athletic plays from Owen Murray. Westfield leads at 39-19 at the half. While the second half for you coming right up on Blue Devil Television after this break from your local station. Welcome back to Westfield High School, everybody. Michael Leonard alongside Alex Kingsley. The Blue Devils have a 20-point lead at home tonight against their rival, Scotch Plains, 39-19. And Alex, we saw a great performance from Nick Mealy. Had 14 points in that first half. Parker Hess had 7, and Aaron Lee, Nigel Nelson also each had 7. So LaCourte kicks it out to Mealy. Scotch Plains down a man. Drive and dish. LaCourte 3. A little too long. Loose ball. Will be a foul on Pierre.
You know, so far the Raiders have seemed, and I say seemed for a reason, to have turned around, and maybe they can, that the inspirational speech from the coach in the locker room might have, give them a spark to come back on this lead.
Yeah, but they got a long way to come back. Down 20, 1-11. It's been a brutal season for Scotch Plains. The rebuilding process has not been easy. 0-5 in conference play, 1-11 on the year. Only win coming against Abraham Clark of Roselle. Westfield, on the other hand, has been a tremendous season. Big wins throughout the year. Number 13, St. Mary's. Number 14, Union Catholic. Lakewood at the buzzer. Ridge in the Len Sepenick tournament. They continue to get big wins.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an exciting season, and it's also been a pretty clutch season. Especially in some games with buzzer beaters, and just like we saw at the end of the first quarter. Nick Mealy had a buzzer beater 3. Just those little things in the end make up for 1 or 2 points between wins and losses. And
Alex, this is the year Westfield basketball has been waiting for a long time. You can see it on the banner. Their last state title, their only state title, 1972, and that's what Westfield has had their mindset on all season. Murray gets a piece of it. Mealy, other end, lays it in.
And just mark another steal in the steal column for the Blue Devils, because they've just been all over these Raiders in this game.
They've had a mindset all year of going and winning a state title. It's not going to be easy. They know that. As Murray will go to the line.
County got another steal on that play. I can't just mark another one in the steal column.
The county title is harder than the state title because you got teams like the Patrick School, Roselle Catholic. And the state title, but the biggest test for this Blue Devil team is going to be Linden. They've had one game so far. It was a neutral site game. Westfield lost 63-51. But these guys know they can compete with anybody. We've seen that. If they get a rematch, Alex, which is going to happen, whether it be county tournament, state tournament, I think it's going to be a different kind of game.
Oh, yeah, just to stretch the point that you say they compete with everyone, they sent it to overtime with St. Joe's. I mean,
Falcons.
Ty's battle going to Syracuse. That's a big ACC Division I school. So
He's got a potential to be an NBA player as Shalani Pierre knocks down that three. Extends the lead to 45-21. Blue Devils dominating.
I think that just from the faces and the body language of this Raiders team, I think even now they've lost the motivation to win this game. They're down by 24 at the start of the third quarter. I don't think they'll be able to come back from this one, Mike.
On the Westfield side, Parker Hess just picked up his 4th foul, and you could tell he's really frustrated sitting on the bench right now. And then Drew Bliss, sophomore, throws it away.
Yeah, Mike, they've had an issue with the reach-in fouls. Off the dribble, you really got to make sure you keep your hands down and off of the player, because if you put your hands on them, that's a reach-in foul.
And
those are stupid fouls you can't make in a game.
Nice no-look pass, pass from Murray to Tim Norris. We saw that one against Union, the exact same play.
Beautiful vision to see Tim Norris just almost pop in there out of nowhere for the easy layup.
Pierre tightly guarding Drew Bliss.
Westfield doing a really good job of playing on-ball defense, moving their feet really well and keeping their hands low, except for that one right there.
Pierre picks up the foul on that one. And all across the board, Scotch Plains is frustrated. The fans, the players, the coaches. The season it could be brutal sometimes. And for Scotch Plains, it's been brutal every single day. Wilmot saves that one. Here's Pierre. Mealy. Heisey got a piece of it. Baseball passes it to Nigel Nelson. Spin move. Norris falls, but he gets called for the blocking foul.
I'm going to take a charge on that one. I don't know if I agree with that.
And Owen Murray, we talked about how some guys, they don't might have a bad game, Mealy might have a bad game. But, man, if Owen Murray's not scoring, he's doing something else. We've seen it time and time again. Alex, he's 3rd all-time in Westfield High School in assists. Leads, obviously, the current Blue Devils in assists. Yeah, we've seen some highlight reels from him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we stressed it before. No-look passes, and like I said before, his court vision. And on this one play, I swear, he looked back and forth about 10 times to make sure everyone was where they were supposed to be or where he could create plays.
Another strong pass from him there, but Westfield will bring it back out. Wilmot trying to guard Murray. Mismatch there. Lefty reverse. No good. Owen will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, I think this is his 3rd time on the foul line. He always, like you said before, Mike, even though if he doesn't put up those points, numbers, or the rebounds, he always does a good job of the assists and drawing the fouls, driving to the basket. He's usually the one to step up and do that. Sometimes he has to, sometimes he Mealy. Depends on the night, but we always see him at the foul line at least 3 times a game.
Knocks down both free throws there. Westfield's still going to show some pressure. Drew Bliss has played a lot of minutes today. A lot of minutes the whole season. Look inside. Nelson will go to the line. And Alex, if there's one positive for the Raiders, it's the experience they're getting with these 3-4 sophomores for the future.
Oh, yeah, Mike. I mean, just same for the Westfield Blue Devils when there's such a big difference in the lead and the scoring. For both teams, you can put in the guys who maybe don't get as much time as others, get them more experience. So for the future, and like you said before, rebuilding, they're going to need all the experience and the skill and talent that they can get.
Nelson's definitely had the best day for the Raiders. Can't connect on the second free throw. Murray looking, Norris again. That time, Heisey got a piece of it. It's a 25-point lead for Westfield. In and out, Murray. Be a foul in Scotch Plains. Mealy has 3 fouls for Westfield. Parker Hess with 4. .432 to go in the third quarter. Norris. Mealy, 6'4" senior guard, 3-year varsity starter, committed to Vassar College. Looking for another beautiful pass there, but Scotch Plains able to get a piece of that one.
Yeah, you know, Mike, you say guard, but Owen Murray, especially when they don't have as much height as they did last year, he really can play and does play every position. Guard, forward, and center, really.
LaCour to 3, short. Norris gets the rebound. And yeah, Alex, Owen Murray is the tallest player right now who's healthy at 6'4". They're still missing big man Andres Rumpeter as Murray couldn't hit the floater. Also, big Chris Butikaris, who's very tall, tore his ACL out for the entire season.
Yeah, they really suffered a loss from that one. Chris Butikaris, as a junior, was started last year as well, and that's a huge hit that the Westfield team could have the potential to do this year.
And they're expecting, while Butikaris is out for the season, they're expecting Rumpeters to return in about a couple weeks or so, right before counties and states, and that would be a huge addition.
Oh, yeah, definitely, Mike. Height is the one thing that Westfield falls short in. And
another nice pass from Murray. As Mealy was looking inside of Norris, but he didn't cut. Just a little miscommunication, not necessarily a bad pass. It was a good idea, but Norris just stood still. Maybe a little too far out in front. But anyway, Westfield in man with a comfortable lead. Wilmot floater hit the top of the backboard. LaCour, 3, can't get it. McDaniel comes away with the rebound. Here's a 3 for McDaniel, and he knocks it down, the sophomore. He's got 5 on the night.
Man, just like that, that's a career high for the young gun. He's now got 5 on the night. Against Elizabeth, he has 4. And just like that, every single game he gets better. Even more confidence, even more experience to be as best as he can be.
You talk about experience. The sophomore has played in 15 now out of 16 ball games. Try from Nelson. Loses it. Loose ball. Heisey able to save it. Trubelis a 3. He's been quiet, but he knocks down that one.
Yeah, I feel like quietly Heisey in the second half has been the best one on the floor. And Trubelis hitting that nice 3. Potentially he could sort of turn it on maybe in the second half.
That time Murray called for a carry as Gagin will check in, Norris goes out. Scotch Plains only had 19 points in that first half combined. They got 10 already in the third quarter. Westfield with 13 points in the third quarter. Trubelis gives up to Wilmot. Heisey, lefty, drives in, can't get it. Good hustle from Gagin, but it'll be Raider basketball underneath.
Yeah, I think Westfield's back to that man defense that they had in the first quarter. It seems to be working with this giant lead they have on the Raiders.
Nice deflection and stolen by LaCour. McDaniel pushes it up. There's Mealy. Can't get that one to fall. Under 2 to go in the third quarter. Heisey picks up his dribble. Mealy guarding Drew Bliss, who gives up to Brady. Clock at 1:30 now. Nice crossover, Brady. Nice move, and the floater is good.
Yeah, that was a good move to penetrate the defense for the nice floater.
Gagum, other end, he'll go line. Westfield up 52-31. 21-point game right now. Late in the third. As Peter Urim will check in for Scotch Plains. It's Gagum at the line. And he's had a pretty nice season out of the newcomers of the juniors. Obviously, LaCour, by far and away the best junior. But then Gagum right there in terms of points, he's second out of juniors. Heisey out of the game for the Raiders. As Gagum knocks down that one. If you're just joining us, Alex, it's been a lopsided game. Michael Leonard alongside Alex Kingsley, where the Blue Devils have just dominated their rival in all assets of the ballgame so far, 53-31.
I mean, yeah, you're definitely right. Defensively, offensively, Westfield has just been so much better than the Raiders tonight. Yeah, I think it also comes to show that just the Scotch Plains team is just not as good, talent-wise, than the Westfield team. Maybe next year, when these sophomores on the Raiders step up and maybe get a little better with all these Westfield seniors, they could maybe be better than the Blue Devils in the next few years, but we'll just have to see.
Major difference with Westfield is the chemistry, the experience. As Brady can't get that one to go, Westfield, these guys have been playing together forever, whether it be CYO, in-town, travel, AAU, and now high school. The three captains have all been a part of varsity for multiple years. Murray's a 3-year varsity starter. That's just experience you don't get a lot in public high school basketball.
Yeah, Westfield is a talented district where they're with only their 4-square-mile radius, always find some of the best talent in New Jersey in the public school aspect.
So clock at 15. Murray's got the ball, and Wilmot called for the foul. Alex, I had a chance to play with Teddy Wilmot and Lamont Cruz over the summer. Both talented guards. Wilmot a junior, Cruz a sophomore. But it's not that easy when you're going up against senior guards like Mealy, Hess, and Murray.
Also with the size difference, too.
Hess will drive, kicks it. McDaniel, 3, got it! McDaniel's got a career-high 8 as the third quarter winds down with a huge bucket from Adam McDaniel.
Make that better than his previous career record at 5.
Sophomore has definitely found his click in the past couple of weeks. That's the end of the third quarter. Westfield leads at 56-31. We'll be right back with the fourth. You're watching Blue Devil Television.
That's pretty good. Right? Pretty good?
Just go check the stats again. Fourth quarter about to start. Westfield on top, 56-31. Michael Leonard alongside Alex Kingsley, where the Blue Devils have just played their kind of basketball today against their rival.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like we said before, Westfield Blue Devils on both sides of the court has just been dominating these Raiders, and they continue to do so here in the fourth quarter.
Mealy, the leading scorer for the Blue Devils, he's got 16. Long shot from Lee, no good. Gagum on the rebound, but Adam McDaniel, the sophomore, making his case for player of the game.
Yeah, he's definitely proven himself over this long season. Like we said before, career high 8 points. What do you think's gonna come on next game? 12, 15?
And
Maybe even
over
20.
the head pass from Murray, Gagin was able to catch it. Then it turns it over. Mealy, as we said, he's got 16, came into the day with averaging 9.5. Murray's got 7. As Peter Warren, bucket and the foul. And that's Parker Hess's 5th. So he fouls out of the game. Doesn't like the call, and he's frustrated. But it's better for Westfield for one of their stars to foul out in a game like this rather than a close game against RC, Linden, St. Joe's, one of those powerhouses.
Yeah, this Westfield team with this big lead, that it's obviously a hit, but it's not a loss. They still have plenty of talent on their bench with LaCourte, Norris on the bench. So even though it is a loss, it's not a big hit, and they'll make up for it in the rest of this game.
That pass from Murray was stolen. Probably his first turnover of the game. Other way, Lee, drive, kick. Scotch Plains working around. Brady. Not easy when you're guarded by the senior Murray, who pushes it up the floor. This time he'll take his own shot. Bucket's good, plus the foul.
You know, Mike, he is an extremely versatile player. Like we said before, I'll stress it again. He could play any position. He can do anything. He's an all-around star on this team, and he might also be in the runs for the player of the game as well.
He's able to finish the three-point play as Westfield now extends their lead to 26 points. 59-33 your score with 6.5 to go in the final quarter of this rivalry game in prime time. 3 from Wilmot rolls out. As Mealy will bring it up. Pull-up jumper from the right elbow. Got it.
That's it. That is his weapon, and he's used it before. We've seen it before in almost every single game. Fade away at the elbow, swish and dish.
His signature move for sure. Inside, Peter Warren gets the layup to go. Leads at 26. Nice pass from Murray. Gagum. Lefty layup, couldn't get it to fall. Alex, we talked about how we would see some of the guys who don't get a lot of time. Gagum called for the foul there. But now checking in for Westfield, the junior Tristan Qualis, seniors Justice Bowers and Nick Laurie. They're going to get the most action they've seen all year with 5.5 to go in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's a pretty substantial chunk of time that they're going to get. And maybe in the future, with foul trouble and with the lead difference like this, might happen again in the future.
First free throw, no good from Brady. Laurie, the senior, Alex, was hurt all of last year, so did not play, wasn't on the team because of an injury. Bowers transferred from Abraham Clark of Roselle, his first year here at Westfield. He's the nephew of a 1,000-point scorer, Boo Bowers. And then there's Tristan Qualis, the junior, still looking for his first varsity points. We'd love to see him get it in a game like this. And there is Qualis. He's called for the travel on that play. We'd also, Alex, love to see senior guard Marius Chenikin, one of the hardest workers. Hopefully we'll be able to see him sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we've said before, if you ask any player in this team who works the hardest in practice, Marius Chenikin.
Parker Hess also in the running probably. Murray, another no-look pass. Qualis but he's swatted. Other end, Lee. Up and under, reverse, no. Here's Laurie. Lee called for the foul from behind. Man, Murray just putting on a passing clinic, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, we've said before, his court vision is outstanding. He could see any player on the court and pass him anywhere, pointing at any position, and he's just such a tremendous passer.
And right on cue, Marius Chenikin will check into the game as Owen Murray will come out and receive a nice ovation from the fans, well-deserved.
Oh, definitely. He definitely deserves that ovation, maybe even the player of the game.
Laurie gets that free throw to go. This Westfield team, these guys, they don't play a lot, but they're still very talented. You look at the bench on Westfield, Laurie just hit both free throws. This bench on Westfield could potentially start and see a lot of action if they lived in Scotch Plains.
Oh, definitely. These players are mixing extremely well with the Raiders. I mean, like we said before, it just happens to be the Raiders aren't as skilled and talented as they have been in the past, but Westfield's so talented that these players who maybe don't get as much time would get a lot more time in a town like Scotch Plains or Elizabeth.
Turn around from your rim. Got fouled on that one. He'll go to the line. First free throw from your rim is no good. 4:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Second one no good. Brady, the sophomore, with the board. Jalen Stone into the game for the first time for the Raiders. We also get to see some of their bench now. Bowers the steal. In transition. He'll go to the line. And you can tell his teammates love Justice Bowers. Mentioning transfer from Abraham Clark. He'll go to the line for two here, trying to put his name in tonight's stat sheet.
And not only does this show the chemistry in this team, but just the love for their brothers, you could say, you know. I mean, they love each and every one of them is best friends with each other and will do anything for each other. It just shows with the screaming and the yelling from the bench. Almost had that and one on that one.
Bowers short on the second free throw, though. But Alex well said, it shows what the difference between a good team and a great team. Westfield, you could clearly tell that this year, the seniors, they love each other. They're brothers. Last year, I don't know if the same could be said. Nice look there. Brady couldn't hit the reverse. And he lost his shoe on that one, so it's a 5-on-4. Bowers kicks it. Qualis, three. No good. Other end, Brady playing without his shoe. Knocks down the layup. Still a 5-on-4. Brady going to put his shoe on as Reinhardt takes a nifty move to the basket. He'll go to the line. It's a 25-point lead for Westfield as Reinhardt knocks down that free throw to make it a 26-point game. Reinhardt, very talented point guard. And he's gotten a good amount of action. He's played in the majority of games this season. He has a future to be, the potential, I should say, to be the starting point guard next year for Westfield when they lose 9 seniors.
Yeah, I mean, last year when he was a sophomore, he was the starting point guard for the JV team. So, same may be also said for him next year as the varsity starting point guard, like you said before.
So here's Stone, the senior, inside. Turnaround, no good. Ball goes to Westfield, and now Phil Martini will check into the ball game, number 22 in white. the junior guard. Also the varsity quarterbacks. He's going to be the starter next year. Also plays JV this year. Just had a game before this. JV Westfield team beat the JV Scotch Plains team. So here's Qualis, pump fake. Here's Martini. Qualis pass was tipped, loose ball. Scotch Plains comes away with it.
You know, you can tell even with this giant lead that Westfield has over the Raiders, all of them are still having fun out there. You know, especially with the players who don't get as much time. They're all having fun. They're just trying to play some good quality basketball.
Loose ball, go to Scotch Plains. Now, Alex, I just realized we haven't seen Markel Taylor at all for Scotch Plains. I don't think he's here today. He had a big role in the first meeting. We saw the same situation on Tuesday where Westfield was taking on Union. The Farmers were without 2 of their top 4 scorers due to academic purposes. We were not told of the reason for Taylor. 2:20 to go. Scotch Plains trailing by 26. A 3 from Cruz is short. Bowers gets the rebound. Bowers on the other end finishes.
Looking like his uncle out there, I'll tell you, Mike.
Crowd loves that one. He's got 3 today. Almost got the steal. Call for the foul. And now Phil Zanfagna, another one of those JV varsity players, will come into the game for the first time. And Alex, under 2 minutes to go, blowout game. First chance to talk about this entire season. The Westfield High School student manager, Joe Latano, sophomore, does a great job managing these Blue Devils. Great kid taking over for Jared Gagan, the former manager who graduated. And Gagan now managing at Vanderbilt University for the boys basketball team. Pretty nice, pretty cool opportunity for him. 27-point lead. Qualis came out of the game for Zanfagna.
And this game has been in the books for a while, but it's only a minute 36 left.
Chenikin will go to the line. A 5'10" guard. He's really improved over his 4 years in high school. Knocks down the free throw. Chenikin going to Kansas University next year for academics. Can't hit that one. Minute and a half left in Westfield. As sophomore Cruz gives it up to Urat. 3 from Urat is good. Knocks that one down. Here's Bowers. Zanfagna 3 off target. Tipped and eventually recovered by the Raiders. Cruz going coast to coast. Finds his man layup, no good. Cruz gets the rebound and he'll go to line with under a minute to go in Westfield. Blue Devils up 68-44. Cruz is sophomore at the line for 2. Knocks down the first one. And at this time, we'd like to thank our cameraman, Chris Calamano, for doing a fantastic job as always.
And yeah, Mike, The Cruz, even though he doesn't get as much playing time as the other 3 sophomores, he definitely has the potential. He played early during this game, and he did a pretty good job.
And we saw him second game of the year. He got some action.
Yeah.
That pass almost stolen instead. Shenikin floater gets it to go.
Yeah, and I'm sure all these players, I'm sure all of them will improve. It just takes time.
70-46. Cruz, other end, stolen by Martini. Under 30 to go. Westfield will probably just hold it. It's going to be a 24-point win for the Blue Devils. Last time they won by 27, but we expected the same, and we got to see it. Great performance all around for Westfield. They improved to 11-4 on the season, with Union coming up in a week. Scotch Plains falls to 1-12, and boy, they have a lot of work.
Oh yeah, I mean 1-11. That just says it right there. Wins and losses, man. They got a lot of work to do and a lot of ground to cover, if they especially want to, do well in this postseason.
So Westfield wins it 70-46, your final. They improved to 11-4, and that's it from us at Blue Devil Television. Alex Kingsley, I'm Michael Leniart. We'll see you next time, February 1st, as the Blue Devils will take on the Farmers. And that's a wrap.